Guys, what I'm doing right now means, as informed you earlier, we had an issue yesterday in connecting with the Vysor. So there is an issue with the Vysor Chrome plugin. That's the reason I'm downloading Vysor from direct official site, which is going to be an application in my machine itself. So I have downloaded this Vysor exe file and let me install it. So the reason why I'm preferring Vysor is it's easy one when compared to any other tools. Other tools like Android and all those things, they need an installation and they need a login from us, and every time we need to establish a connection with a mobile and as well as a laptop. Too many things are there in the other apps. That's the reason I don't want to use all the things. I just want to go with a Vysor app itself. Okay, that's fine. Let this Vysor install. In the meantime, what I want to do right now is I've opened my Eclipse editor, and within this Eclipse editor, the script of which we prepared yesterday. Right. So if you observe all the capabilities, it's going to be one and the same. So what I want to do today is I want to create a new scenario which will perform operations on that app. Yesterday, we just installed the app. Now, I need to perform operations on that app. Okay, so what kind of operations I can perform on that app? First of all, we need to know, right? We just need to analyze what kind of an operations I can perform on that app. So I'm just using this Vysor now. See, I can see my mobile instance here. Now, let me pull that app what we have installed yesterday. Yeah, this is the app GDA test. Whenever you opened this particular app, it is prompting me with these many options: mathematical reasoning, reasoning through the languages, science, blah blah. These many options are populating. I can click on any one of these things. Whenever I click on something, this part is populating, right? And here at the bottom, there is a test button. I can click on this, the test button, and some text is populating, and you can go with a customizer test or start test, whichever it might be. Let's do these things. So my intention is I just want to change these things, nothing more than that. Okay, I just want to change these things. In order to change these things, okay, in order to perform operations on the mobile app, we need to know the properties for the desired objects. Right. Without knowing the properties of the desired object, we can't perform any operation on that app. So the question out over here is, how can we identify various properties related to the app, right, with which we can perform the operation? Find the app properties. In order to identify the app properties, we are going to use Appium inspector session. Okay, Appium inspector session is there using which you can identify the properties. How to launch this Appium inspector session? Once you started a Appium desktop, then there is an option for us to select the inspector. See here, we are on a Appium desktop. Let me start my server. And once after I started my server, see here, I can see a placeholder text as the server is running. Right? The server is running, a placeholder text is there for me. And next to this text here, the three buttons are there. The first button is a magnifying icon is there. Right. Let me click on that button, or let me first of all mouse over on that particular button so that we can see the options. So here, whenever I mouse over on that particular button, it's displaying as Start Inspector Session. Okay, it's displaying a message as a start inspector session. Just click on that start inspector session. So whenever you hit it, there's a start inspector session. It's prompting you a new window. So where in which it will show you the option to connect with your device. Let this screen load so that we can look at that particular option. So it will take a few minutes. But one thing what exactly we need to do is in this Appium inspector session, we need to pass the desired capabilities. Whatever the capabilities we passed in the program, the same set we need to pass here. Okay, we need to pass the same set here also. Let it load so that we can pass all the desired capabilities here within this inspector session. Okay, so usually it will take a few seconds to load this one. Okay, now it got loaded. Let me maximize this screen. So here in the bottom, I can find the desired capabilities. Like, one tab is there, and here it's prompting me with the options, and there is a plus symbol to add a new row. Okay, so what I am doing right now means let me type automation name. So whenever I type it as an automation name, see here in the JSON representation, it is representing. Okay, the next one is platform name, right? Platform name, and my platform name is Android. Okay, next device name. So these are the case sensitive things, guys. So whatever the capabilities we saw in that Appium desired capabilities, the same name we need to pass it here. Like D should start, automation A should start with a lowercase and N should start with an uppercase. All these naming conventions you need to follow. And then once after we are done with all these things, automation name, platform name, device name, platform version, right? Platform version 10. See, I'm giving randomly these values. App, the last parameter is an app, APK file location. So once after you have entered all these capabilities, usually in the real world, what it will happen means we know what exactly the application we are working on, right? It's going to be one and the same for the next 3 months or 4 months of tenure. So what we will do means once after we entered all these capabilities, we will hit save button. Here I am getting as a save as, just hit a save as a button. So what it will happen, it will ask you to give a name for these capabilities set. So I'm giving a name as batch, okay, 121. I have given this name and I clicked on a save. So whenever we saved the capabilities, then you can find that capability under the saved capabilities. So moving further, whenever you load a APM, in order to establish an inspector session with your application, you no need to enter all these information directly. You can navigate to the saved capabilities and you can find your name. So batch 121 is the capability what we have created. So you can find the name. Actually, I haven't given a valid details inside that, hence I deleted that batch 121. But I have a mobile where in which I have entered all the desired capabilities properly. So let me click on a edit button. Usually in the desired capabilities, once you move to a saved capabilities, you will click on a edit button. So whenever you hit edit button, all the desired capabilities will be populated here. Okay, all the desired capabilities. See here, automation name, platform version, device name. Usually a quick question will rise in our mind. In the command prompt, my device name is populating as a 3200 something like that, and why are you passing it as an Android? So the simple point out over here is, if we have only one Android device connected to your machine, then you no need to give the complete device name, simply just specifying Android will recognize the device. Okay, simply just specifying that Android will recognize that device for us. Okay, that's the reason in the capabilities I have given it as an Android. Now here the path is changed. I need to change to a different app now. So what I'm doing right now means desktop APK file. Yes, go ahead. Yes. See, usually in the first sets, it will be bit difficult for us to recognize these names. But whenever you are entering a wrong name there, defaultly your Appium session will not establish, showing an error message that automation name is not valid. Then you will search in Google with that name, and then you will come to know that you have entered a case sensitive or a wrong value here. Then you will correct it. So initially the first few days it's going to be a learning curve itself. So definitely you will commit mistakes, then you will search for that and you will update it. Slowly you will remember that. And moreover, the saving of a capabilities is a one time effort which we are doing. Just we will be changing the app file moving further, right? And moreover, in the test script also, we have that capabilities in place. We are not going to write all the time those capabilities again and again. That's fine. So what I'm doing right now means I have updated my capabilities app file with the latest APK file which I want to perform the operations, and I hit the save capability. So I want to save these capability now with this information. Now, there is an option which is a start session. So I'm trying to establish a session from Appium to my mobile with these desired capabilities. Let me hit the start session and let's see what's populating. Okay, whenever I hit the start session, this screen will load. Okay, it will prompt you a message that it's reloading. Then it will take a few minutes of time to recognize the devices available on this laptop, and then it will try to establish the connection with that particular device, and it will install the app on that device. Okay, so see here, the loading icon is displaying on this inspector session. If there is anything mismatch in these capabilities, whatever we have passed, or does it has any issues, it will show us an error message. We need to look into that error message and we need to analyze that error message. Okay, for now, let's see what exactly it's throwing, whether it is executing or whether we are getting any error messages. Let's look into that. And usually it will take some time in order to establish a connection, roughly 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on the app and all the capabilities. It will take some time. Okay, fine. Let us see. And these days, guys, there are some issues with the APM, like the issues like, if with the latest versions, even I'm encountering in my real world, if the app is already installed in your mobile, it is unable to uninstall that app, and even it is unable to launch that app also. Sometimes it's encountering those kind of an issues. But here, okay, see here the error we encountered. Copy this error message and just paste it in the command prompt here. So I'm stating I'm getting an error that an unknown error server side exception occurs. That's fine. And here it's stating that timed out after 20,000 milliseconds. Try to increase the timeout by this capability. So if you clearly observe in the error message itself, they are stating that whatever the time in order to install the app, it's not sufficient, and try to increase it to more than 20,000 milliseconds using this capability. So it's stating that the capability, what exactly you need to place, the error message is populating there itself. So what I am doing right now means, let me copy this capability and go to that Appium session, add a new row, add this a capability, and right now I'm marking this value as a 60,000 milliseconds, or I can increase it to 80,000. That's fine, that's up to my wish how much I just want to execute. Okay, so I marked it as a 80,000 milliseconds right now. And once after I updated this value and I hit a save button, and now what additionally I'm doing means, before executing my test script, I'm trying to uninstall the app first of all on my mobile. Okay, I just want to uninstall the app. So I did uninstallation of my app on my mobile device. See, the app is no more on my mobile. Now, what I'm doing right now means, let's go back to our inspector session and let's hit a start session now. Okay, start the session now. So it will take again a few minutes to establish a connection. Usually guys, your Appium, this set of capabilities will go to the Appium server. It will identify the device. See here, if you can see the Appium log, see, it will display the details about the actions what it is performing on that device. See, these many actions, and even whenever there are any failures also, the Appium server will prompt all the details here. By using those details, we can easily understand that. Okay, see something, it's populating here. The application is already cached. Some kind of a message is it's populating, and it's trying to install the app now. Okay, it's trying to install the app now. It will take a few minutes to install the app, or again to throw some error messages. See here, starting C users build with this particular APK file. So it means it's trying to install the app on that device now. Okay, yeah, let's wait for a minute and see how it is establishing a connection now. So I have installed App Locker in my machine. That's the reason the new screen it populated there is, would you would like to log this app? I don't want to log that app. That's fine. So, but if you observe the screen earlier, wherever you have entered the capabilities, it change it to this piece, and it has some options on the top. Right, it has some options in the header, and it is displaying as a source, actions, and the selected element. See here, this is my mobile instance itself. See, it has a learn, review, and a test. At the time of this session capturing, it doesn't load the app properly. That's the reason the screen was not populated. So what I'm doing right now means, on the top, you have this reload button, right? You have this reload button. Click on this reload button. What it will happen means, whenever you click on that reload button, it will get, see here, refresh source and a screenshot. It will get the latest instance of that mobile here. See, on my mobile, this is my mobile instance. The right hand side is my mobile instance. It is showing this stuff, and here now it populated the same screen. And you know, whenever I'm moving my mouse on this left hand side, some yellow color portion is highlighting. The meaning is you can select it. So what I'm doing right now means I'm selecting this mathematical reasoning. I just mouse over on that mathematical reasoning and I clicked on that particular one. So whenever I performed a click operation on that, if you can see this right hand side, earlier we don't have any information, but now it is displaying information related to that particular object. That particular object has an XPath, and if you scroll down, it has an element ID, it has a package, class, text, resource ID, and these many properties are there for this object. So we have a text for that particular object. So copy this text. If you remember Selenium or if you have any idea on Selenium, the basic syntax to write down an XPath is slash slash star open braces contains text. Here I can place my text there, right? I can just place my text there. So go to this Appium session now. Next to this reload button, okay, on the top we have a buttons, right? Next to this reload button, the next one is a start recording, and another one is a search for an element. Let me hit that search for an element. So I want to locate an object by its XPath slash slash star open braces contains text, comma, place that text here and hit a search button. So whenever you hit a search button here, it is populating as no such results are identifying. Why? So why exactly we are not getting this? So if you click on a cancel, or if you click on that inspector session once again, okay, it will prompt you the same screen. Okay, so let us look into this XPath, whatever we have given. Slash slash star contains text. Okay, that's fine. We use this contains a text itself, but it's not recognizing with this particular object. Then what we can do means we can change it to instead of this one slash slash star open braces text. Let me directly write using a text is equal to, let me place that text here. Okay, let me place that particular text here and let me close the braces and okay. So slash slash is text. This is another syntax. Let's see whether it is identifying or not. Oh, it's not identifying with this particular text. There might be an issue. Let's do one thing, guys, as it is not identifying, but I know this is a valid XPath. So let me copy this XPath. Let me go back to my test script, what we have created yesterday. And here, let's try to perform the operation here. How would I perform the operations? So here, Appium uh, Java client documentation. I hope I have saved it. Okay. So Appium Java client documentation. And here, let me open this documentation for Android driver. Okay. So here, Android driver, I'm selecting it. And here, see if you observe the various supported methods here are I can use a find element or I can use a find element by ID, class name, XPath. These many things are there. Directly, I can use a find element by XPath method here to identify an object by using its XPath. So driver dot. As for the documentation, I noticed that it's going to be a find element by XPath. So here driver dot, let's see the auto suggestions are here from where I will pick find element by XPath. Okay, so let us see this particular one driver dot find element by XPath. Okay, place that XPath dot click. That's it. I haven't done anything else, guys. I just used this particular one. Okay, cool. And then the next point which we need to consider out over here is, okay, that's it. Let's leave these things and let me try to run my test script now and see how exactly it is capturing this or how exactly it is performing this. So what I'm going to do right now means let me perform a right click operation on my scripts, run as a Java application. I'm just trying to execute my test script. Let me open my Vysor instance. And in parallel, I'm opening my Appium desktop server log to see what exactly the log it is populating there. Okay, good. So it's displaying as a blank. One second, let's see. So there is a loading issue. Let's see. So it should display the info, right? Whereas it's displaying as a blank screen. Let's wait for a minute and then we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's generating the log now. It will take a few minutes to have a connection with that device, install the app, and then it will perform the operation. Let's wait. So here, I just need to do one small thing. Anyways, let's see. Basically, what I want is after installing the app, it is taking a few seconds to load this screen. Directly, it's not loading this screen. It's taking minimum 3 to at least 5 to 10 seconds to load this screen which has these mathematical options. Okay, but anyways, let us see this one and check it out whether it is performing the operations or not. Okay, anyways, we will see that part. Okay, let's do. See here, it installed the app and it is asking me some prompt I don't want. Okay, I haven't done anything and it displayed this screen. And now if you observe your Eclipse editor, your script got a failed. If I maximize here, it is stating that an element could not be located. No such element exception is populating here with the line number 50. Okay, yeah, we are encountering this issue now, which is a no such element exception. So definitely this is not a valid property what we have a given with which it's unable to identify. Good. So what I'm doing right now means let's go back to our Appium inspector session which we opened before executing our test script, and let me try to refresh this screen. Whenever I performed a refresh operation here, let me select, see here on my mobile, I have selected the social studies guys, and I'm just reloading my inspector session here. Okay, let's see whether it is getting the complete stuff or not. Okay, it's capturing the whole instance. Okay, good enough. So let's, my intention is to identify or to perform any things here. Okay, so let me look into this app once and see. So here it's have a mathematical reasoning. Okay, so guys, we did a mistake here, guys. So we need to click on a mathematical reasoning. See here, if you observe, mathematical reasoning is a different text and 0% is a different text. But here it is populating as a mathematical reasoning 0%, the text. But usually if you observe in a browser, mathematical reasoning is highlighting in a first row and the 0% is highlighting at the end. So that might be the issue. So what I'm doing right now, I'm removing this 0% and I click on a search button now. Okay, still it's not populating, but mathematical reasoning, remove this 0%. Okay, let me run my script again. Okay, so I strongly believe this XPath should work. Okay, so I have removed this mathematical reasoning and then the 0% and I'm trying it again. But what I'm doing in the meantime means I just want to search for some other object, and here the text is not populating properly, right? So what I'm doing means in the middle there is a source tab and there is a app source is populating, and here there is a, see here, Android visit linear layout. I'm expanding this one. I'm just expanding this one. So in the source I want to identify the respective object. Let us see. So here this is the source. Okay, this is the source for this section. If I scroll down a bit, see here, this is my object. Okay, the same text it is populating there also. Android visit. Okay, mathematical 0%. That's fine. Reasoning at 0% science. Okay, let's see whether it is a clicking this time or not. If not, we will figure it out some other option. Okay, let me switch my Eclipse, and again it got a failed with this. Okay, and now I'm getting a different exception here, an unknown server side exception while processing it. Okay, original error, multiple documentation error. Trying changing normalize the tracks, the driver setting true. Okay, so there is some synchronization issue. The reason is at the same time I tried to use the app in the inspector session, right? I hope that might cause the issue. And before doing that, what I'm doing means finally, after installing the app, I'm just adding a thread not asleep for some time to see whether it is loading or not. This is going to be the final run. Let's see if it is working or not. If not, we will figure it out the issue in the next session. Okay, let me try to execute it. But when I executed, it worked. So, but something is there on the property. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Let it execute. Then we can find. Yeah. Got it. Again, it got failed. And here, no such element exception is populating for us. Fine. So let's look into this issue in the next session, guys. I will figure it out what exactly this issue is, and I'll continue the topic in the next session.